Today, we're going to return to looking at the defense. The first 3 months of the Zoom lessons, January, February, and March, I talked quite a bit about defense. Today, I want to return and give you just a few more basic tips that you may find helpful as you continue in your play. The first one, if your partner is on lead and you have bid a suit and your partner does not lead your suit, you might infer one of the following has happened. He may be voiding your suit. He could possibly be leading a singleton. He could be leading the top of a sequence, which you would know if you have like the Queen Jack, Queen's led, top of a sequence. He could possibly be holding the ace of your suit, fearing that the king is in the declarer's hand and he wants to sit back and capture the king. Or worst of all, he wasn't paying attention to the bidding. And I'm sure your partner would not be doing that. So let's look at this following example. And let's talk about it a little bit. First of all, the bidding. East is the dealer, has 12 high card points. Minimum you need, open 1 diamond. South has 13 high card points and a 6 card club suit. Now you recall I said if you overcall it to 2 level, you ought to have a 6 card suit, or at least a very good 5 card suit, and you need at least opening bid. So think about this. Would you have opened 1 club? Yes, you would have opened 1 club. So overcalls 2 clubs. The next hand has 13 high card points, and she bids 2 spades. Now, if she only had 4 spades, she would have made a negative double, but she has 5, so she can go ahead and bid 2 spades. The north hand passes, and west, having 13 high card points and 4 and bids 4 spades. So he has the 4 spades to go with his partner. No, he figures his partner has 5 spades because he didn't make a negative double. All right, so let's say that you have bid a club and your partner does not lead a club. So the contract is 4 spades. In the west hand, your partner is on lead, north is on lead. She does not lead a club. She has clubs, so she's not void. She doesn't have the top of a sequence. She doesn't have the ace of your suit, so that's not the reason why. For some reason, she leads the 8 of diamonds, and the dummy comes down, and you see 5 diamonds sitting there, and you see the 4 spades, and you see the king of hearts, and you see a number of other things. You see the 2 clubs. Your partner did not lead it. So when she leads the 8 of diamonds, you play the ace. And you try to think, why didn't she lead a club? Maybe this is a singleton. So in fact, if it is a singleton, I need to lead it back. Which card do I lead back? If she's going to trumpet, I need to lead a card, either the 7 or the 2 of diamonds, a card that will tell her suit preference, how to get back to me for another ruff. Now I do hold the ace of hearts, and I don't hold the ace of clubs. So when I take the ace of diamonds, I should lead back the 7 of diamonds for my partner to ruff. The 7 of diamonds is a suit preference for hearts. If I had led back the 2 of diamonds for her to ruff, then that would have been suit preference for the club shift. So I lead the 7 of diamonds, she ruffs, she correctly returns the heart. I take my ace and I lead my 2 of diamonds, and she ruffs it, and the contract is set. So how do you know about suit preference? Remember in the lesson on suit preference, you don't count your trumps. In this case, trumps of spades. You don't count the suit being led, which is hearts, which is diamonds. There are 2 suits left, hearts and clubs. On your ranking poll, you know clubs is last, then diamonds, then hearts, and then at the top is spades. So you have hearts and clubs, the other 2 suits. Hearts outranks clubs, You have the heart suit, you have the ace of hearts, so you correctly return the 7 of diamonds. Partner trumps, leads a heart to your ace, and you lead your other diamond, and she ruffs, and the contract is set. Please note that if partner had led my suit, I'm the one who bid clubs. If in fact now my partner had paid attention that I did bid 2 clubs and had led a club, look what happens. West takes the ace of clubs, she pulls trumps, she gives me a heart, and she gives me the diamond. And she makes all the rest of the tricks. She makes 5 spades. But because my partner ignored my club bid, led the 8 of diamonds, we were able through suit preference to get 4 tricks before the declarer ever got in. You could not have an opportunity to draw the trumps. So always be aware when you have bid and your partner does not lead your suit, is a distinct possibility your partner has a singleton and is wanting to get a ruff. So just keep that clue in the back of your mind that, hey, I bid this suit, partner didn't lead it. Why didn't she lead it? Possibly she is leading a singleton, and you see how very valuable it was in this particular hand. You were able to get 4 tricks and set the hand. If she led the club, the suit you bid, 2 clubs that you bid, then they're going to make 5 spades, and you're not going to get a very good board. You're probably going to get close to a top if you do read your partner's 8 of diamonds as a singleton. Now, the second tip I would give you, if they are playing in a 3 no trump contract, you lead differently than if they are playing in a 6 no trump contract. Here is your hand. You're going to be on lead. And in the first instance, it's going to be a 3 no trump contract. And in the second instance, it's going to be a 6 no trump contract. The first example, bidding A, 1 no trump, 3 no trump. You're on lead. You have a natural lead of the 6 of spades. That is your lead. However, if the bidding has gone 1 no trump, 6 no trump, now the worst lead you can make is the spade. So just think about it a little bit. But the fact that 1 no trump, 6 no trump, North has at least 15 high card points. The other hand has at least enough points to get it up to 33 or 34 points. You know that you have 7 high card points in your hand. Your partner has less than 0 points. The partner has exactly 0 points. So if you want to make a passive lead, you remember from very first lesson, I talked about active leads, forcing leads, and finally the passive lead. The passing lead is where you don't try to set anything up for your side. You're not trying 3 no trump. Correct lead is the 6 of spades. You're hoping to set some spade tricks up for your side. But in the second bidding, B, your partner has 0 points. So lead something that's not going to give this guy, this declarer, a trick. Hopefully you might get one of those queens, either the queen of diamonds or the queen of hearts, or you might you might end up getting 2 spade tricks. So you make a passive lead. And I would refer you back to January the 11th and February the 8th lessons where I talk about the opening leads against no trump. Now we come to the next tip. The next tip, they have voluntarily bid a slam. A voluntarily bid slam is where there's no interference. They just cruise right into it. 1 heart, 1, 2 clubs. They just keep right on, do the 4 no trump or the 4 spade kickback, and they land in 6 hearts. So they have voluntarily, they haven't gone around the gate post or taken a long time to get there. They just bid it. So it looks like it's automatic. They have no problems on the hand. If you hold an ace and you also hold a singleton somewhere else in your hand, you do not want to lead the singleton. The reason being is it's very unlikely that your partner has the ace of that suit unless they have made a mistake on their checkup where they were checking for the key cards and making sure they weren't off 2 quick tricks. It's very unlikely. that your partner is going to have the ace of wherever you both led the singleton. So it's far better to lead your ace, I guess, than certainly not to lead that ace, that singleton. But if you hold a singleton and do not have an ace, there's a good likelihood that your partner may be able to get in early and give you a ruff. Either your partner has the ace of the suit that you led and can give you a ruff right then, or your partner has a trump, a quick trump entry, and can give you a ruff while you still hold maybe a small trump. So it makes a difference on whether they have cruised right into that slam or not. And also, if you have an ace, you don't want to lead a singleton. If you don't hold an ace, but you do hold a singleton, that may be a very good lead that you want to make. Next tip, anytime you have the opportunity to make a lead directing double of an artificial bid, you want to do so. This is very important because it helps get your side off to a good lead, perhaps. The artificial bids, they have bid a no trump. Partner bids, his partner bids 2 clubs, stamen. If you have a bunch of clubs, 2 clubs, you double for a club lead. If they bid 2 diamonds, transferring to hearts, you can, and you have a bunch of diamonds, double the diamond. It's an artificial bid because it's showing hearts. If they bid 2 hearts, showing spades, and you have hearts, you double the 2 heart bid. You want that lead. If they're up asking about key cards or whatever, and one of the bids they make is 5 clubs and you want a club lead, double it. It's an artificial bid showing either 1 or 4 or whatever it's going to show in the key cards. So a double by you is lead directing. You always want to try to make that lead directing double if you have the opportunity to do so. Now, at low level contracts, such as at the 2 level, 1 no trump, 2 clubs, and you double, you need to have about 6 cards in that suit. You need to have at least 2 of the top majors, 2 of the top honors, because you're at a low level. But if you double a bid, artificial bid at the like 4 clubs Gerber or something like that, just having the king, queen, X is sufficient. But you do want to have a couple of honors there. You don't need length at the high level, at the higher levels, like at the 4 level or 5 level, but you're just trying to get one trick. So anytime you have the opportunity to make a lead directing double, try to do so if you can. All right. Frequently a situation comes up where you know your partner doesn't have much, but you have 2 ace kings. You have 2 suits headed by the ace king. Your opening lead possibly is the ace of one of those 2. Let's say you choose the diamond, you lead the ace. Your partner tells you by whatever card she plays that she doesn't like what you led. I play that a low card means I don't have anything to suit. Continue at your own risk. Or I may see if I've led a diamond, the ace of diamonds, I may see the queen, jack of diamonds sitting down there in the dummy. And I'm thinking, well, I can't continue with this because that's going to set up a discard, possible discard for this declare. So I need to switch. So you discontinue the diamonds and you come over to the clubs. Now, this time you do not lead the ace, you lead the king. The first time when you led the diamond, fine to lead the ace because you probably got the king. But when you switch over to the clubs and you lead the ace, you're pretty much denying that you have the king. So you lead the king. That's just a conventional thing that people do, and it works out rather well. So looking further at this about the lead of the king, there are times that you should lead the king. Always lead the king in preference to leading the ace. You want to lead the king. If you have the ace king, you want to lead the king. If either you or your partner has bid the suit or supported the suit, the partner's bid it, but you've not supported. At the 5 level, holding ace king, you always lead the king. Always lead the king. You're promising either the king queen or you're promising the ace king. So at the 5 level, if you are making a lead and the contract is at the 5 level, you always lead the king. You either have ace king or you have king queen. If you have the ace king doubleton And this comes up often enough that you need to discuss with your partner, which one are we going to lead? Are we going to lead ace from ace king doubleton, or are we going to lead king from king ace doubleton? So you need to discuss that with your partner and make sure you're on the same page. Now, if you'll recall, when I taught the March 1st lesson, I'm sure you don't recall, but you can look back at it. It is in the March 1st lesson, that when you lead the king of any suit, you are asking your partner to give count. How many cards do you have? An even number, or do you have an odd number? I play that a low card when I lead the king, and my partner plays a low spot card. He is telling me that he has an odd number. Of course, sometimes you have a singleton, you have to just play what's played. Or if he plays a higher spot card, he's probably telling me that he's got an even number. So that's just the way I play it. Other people play the opposite, that the high card means you have an odd number and the low card means you have an even number. But it's whatever you have on your card. Some people say we have odd, even discards and that type of thing, and they alert them. Ensure you know what you're playing with your partner. Now, so on the first card, when that king is led, the first card is the count, odd number or an even number. The second card played by your partner is a suit preference signal. And you recall from the lesson on suit preference, when you're talking about suit preference, you don't count the trump suit, you don't count the suit that's being led. There are two remaining suits. One of them outranks the other. So you have correctly given count when the king is led, when the ace is led. Now, whichever card you play, if you play an unnecessarily high one, you play a higher one, you're saying, I have the higher ranking suit, I want you to lead it. If you play a lowest spot card you've got, or whatever, you're saying, I have the lower ranking suit, please lead that one. So you have an opportunity to give a suit preference signal, if possible. You have that chance after your partner's led the king. First time, you give count. When the king is led, you give count. The second card you play, you give suit preference if it's appropriate. So I want us to look at example 4 below and see how wonderful this plan, this tip works for you. We'll look first of all at the bidding of the hand, and then we'll go through. All right, South is the dealer, holds 16 high card points. The shape is not right for opening one no trump. If she had 3 diamonds and 3 clubs, it might be right to open one no trump with that hand. I would not open one no trump, however, if both the hearts and the clubs, the diamonds were not stopped. So she correctly opens 1 spade. Partner cannot bid 2 hearts. Remember, when you overcall it to 2 level, you need a 6 card suit and close to an opening hand. You certainly do not have an opening hand there. So you would pass, West would pass. The North hand, North has 9 high card pounds. However, you show this, some people play that 3 spades, and I don't mean to imply by the asterisk that you have to alert that. The asterisk is simply just saying that it shows 4 card support. And a limit raise. Some people play a Bergen raise of 3 diamonds to show that same hand. So if you play Bergen raises, you probably would want to bid 3 diamonds. I happen to play that 1 spade, 3 hearts shows 4 spades and a limit raise. I recommend that one of these others maybe now for you all, but at least know that some of these are available, and they 3 diamonds and the 3 hearts would have to be alerted. You cannot bid Jacoby 2 no trump. You do have 4 spades. So you meet that requirement, but to bid 2 no trump, the Jacoby 2 no trump, which I'm going to cover in a couple of weeks, you do have to have at least 12 high card points, and you certainly don't have that. You have 9, but you do have a limit raise. Certainly with your doubleton heart, you have 10 points, 10 total points in support of spades. And so I think that your best bid is the 3 spades, or however you show that you have 4 and a limit raise. That's how you would do that. And certainly with 16 high card points, I don't really like the 2 dead doubletons there, but you know that your partner's got 4 trumps, and you can get this thing up to about 17 points. I don't think you can double count the Queen X of hearts. because I don't think you count it as a doubleton and give 1 point. I think you just count the queen. I think you can give yourself an extra point with the doubleton diamond. So anyway, she gets the contract to 4 spades. So as I said, in this sequence, North is showing 4 plus spades when she bids 3 spades and a limit raised. And again, some people use Bergen raised, some use 3 hearts to show the limit raised with 4. When West leads the king of hearts, his partner plays the 2 to show an odd number. When West continues with the ace of hearts, East now plays the 9 of hearts to show suit preference for a diamond switch, down 1. All right, let's look at the hand. On the suit preference, trumps are spades. The suit being led is hearts. There are 2 suits left, diamonds and clubs. Diamonds are higher in rank than clubs. So let's come back up to the hand. Normally, when you have 5 hearts, 5 in the suit headed by the ace queen, ace king, you lead the king because you don't want your ace to get trumped. So once you know the number of cards your partner holds in that suit, you'll know whether you can safely cash your ace. So you lead the king of hearts. Small heart comes from the dummy, and you are East, you have 3. So I would play that the 2 shows an odd number, 1 or 3. Now, at this point, West knows she can come on, but she sees 2 in the dummy. She knows you have 3, probably 3, 1 or 3. So she knows that the declarer has at least 1 more. So she plays her ace of hearts now. Small one coming from the dummy. And now here you have the opportunity to give the suit preference. You desperately want a diamond shift. You have the ace queen of diamonds sitting over top of the king. So you play the 9 of hearts on the second trick. That is suit preference for a diamond shift. And so what happens is you get your ace king of hearts and you get the ace and the queen of diamonds and you set the hand. Had she wanted a club shift, instead of playing the 9, she would have played the 5, setting shift to a club. Hopefully partner can read it. Sometimes it's a little hard to read it. So I'm trying to weave in some of the things from our previous lessons so that you can kind of see how valuable some of this information and some of these different conventions are. All right, the next one deals with whether or not to cover an honor. You always want to cover an honor with an honor if it will promote a trick for your side. So let's look at this hand. I'll show you the complete hand in a minute. All right, you're going to be on lead, and you can see your hand as the bidding is progressing. You have 4 spades to the queen, jack 10, singleton heart, 4 diamonds to the king, and 4 clubs to the queen. South opens a club. You do have the right shape for a takeout double. You have 4, 4, 4 in the other 3 suits, but you don't have 12 high card points. Remember, on a takeout double, you need to have opening hand. You certainly would not ever open this hand. So even though you have 4 spades, 4 diamonds, and 4 clubs, you would not make a takeout double of 1 heart. The shape is correct, but you don't have the necessary 12 high card points. So you would pass 2 hearts, which is a constructive raise. It's showing at least 3 hearts and probably 7 or 8 high card points. And apparently that makes South hand look a lot bigger. And so she just goes all the way to 4 hearts. And so you are on lead. You want to make a safe lead. You don't want to lead away from your king of diamonds. You don't want to lead away from the queen of clubs. You don't have any information on this hand as far as your partner's not bid. They've just bid hearts, 2 hearts, 4 hearts. You want to make a safe lead, a top of a sequence, queen, jack 10, X of spades is a perfect lead. Now I'm going to tell you what happens, and then we'll look at the entire hand. You lead the queen, it holds. Low card comes from the dummy. And your partner plays the encouraging 9, which says, I have something in the suit. I like it. Come on with it. You continue with the jack of spades, low card from the dummy. Best play is just a duck, hoping that the ace is now going to fall out. It doesn't. Finally, he comes on with a 3rd spade, and you take the ace. Now notice he can lead either the 10 or he can lead the 2. He's led the queen, it held. He led the jack, it held. He now knows that your ace is going to come out. And so what he has a choice of leading either the 10 or the 2. So we're going to look at the complete hand. I guess if he had his druthers, he'd probably want a diamond lead, but we're going to have to see the entire hand before he will tell you for sure. All right, so what happens then is 3 spades are in the bag. Everybody followed to the first 3 spade tricks. So your side has 3 spades, has 3 tricks. Needs 1 more to set this contract. The card you did lead was the 2, telling your partner to switch to a club. And he does. He leads the jack of clubs. The south hand takes the ace of clubs, and he leads, pulls his trumps, ace, king, queen. And now he leads the queen of diamonds. And you're sitting there with king 4th. Are you going to cover? Y'all already be thinking about this because you know it's going to come. So let's look at the complete hand and see what it is you want to do and why you want to do it. Beginners are normally taught to cover an honor with an honor. Sometimes that's right, sometimes it's not. So we got to decide here in this instance whether it is or whether it is not. You have led the one heart, 2 hearts, 4 hearts. That's the bidding. And you lead the queen of spades. Duck on the board, partner ducks. Partner plays the 9 to encourage to come on with it. You play the jack, small one again from the board. Your best bet as declarer is, in planning the play of this, is that the ace doubleton's going to fall and your king will set up. Doesn't. So he comes on and he leads the 2. The reason why he leads the 2 is, you see, he never wants his partner to lead a diamond. The ace jack of diamonds is sitting over his king, so he certainly would not ever want a diamond return. He knows his partner's going to take the ace of spades. So he correctly plays the 2 of spades, telling you to shift to the club. He thinks that's safe. And so you take your ace of spades and you play the jack of clubs. The declarer now takes his ace of spades. By the way, you want to take it with ace. The ace and the king are equivalent. Either one of them will win that trick. But you always want to keep your opponents guessing. So if you play the ace does not know for certain who has the king. His partner has told him to lead a club. If you play the king of clubs and your partner does not take the ace, then you know for sure everybody at the table now knows that the ace, king of clubs is sitting down here in the south hand. So little things like playing the ace, not the king. Either one of them's going to take the trick. But to kind of throw your opponents off might be a good idea to play your ace of clubs. Plays the ace of clubs. He pulls 3 rounds of trumps, ace, king, queen of trumps. And now he leads his queen of diamonds. Do you cover? So I'm going to give you 3 guidelines. First guideline is you never cover the first of touching honors. So if you thought he had the queen jack 9 or queen jack 10 or something like that, you would not cover the queen, but you would cover the jack with the king. But you know by looking at the dummy that the declarer does not have the jack. He does not have the jack. So you could cover, you should cover the queen of diamonds from that standpoint. Anytime 2 honor cards are on your left, as in the dummy, the ace jack of honor or honor cards and diamond, you should cover with your king. And most importantly, if you think you can set up a card for your partner, you should cover. And the only thing that possibly to set up would be the 10. So let's see what happens. They have already lost 3 spades. And your partner is led to jack of clubs, taken by the ace. And now he pulls 3 rounds of trumps, ace, king, queen, and he leads the queen of diamonds. Do you cover? Everything in this hand is telling you to cover. If you cover with the king, he takes his ace, And now he cannot get the valuable discard of a club discard. Let's say you do not cover the queen. He lets it ride. That's his only option. He's got to get rid of a club loser. He has no way to get rid of that club loser. He's already lost 3 spades. He has no way to get rid of the club loser except if the finesse works and you make a mistake, a defensive mistake. So let's say he leads the queen. You do not cover. He lets it ride. He now plays the 2 to the jack, and on the ace, he dumps his 3 of clubs and he makes the hand. You have made a defensive error. So everything in this hand, the fact that there are not touching honors coming out from the queen, you see that because the jack's sitting in the dummy. You see 2 honors sitting in the dummy. You also think there may be a possibility of building up a card, the 10 for my partner. Partner holds a 10, and the 9's never going to be good. Okay, so yes, you should cover. He takes the ace, and he can play his jack, but he's eventually going to have to give you, your partner is going to get the 10 of diamonds, and he's not going to be able to dump a club on the diamond suit. If you don't cover the queen of diamonds, he lets it ride. He finesses the jack, leads the 2 to the jack, and then on the ace of diamonds, he dumps his losing club, and you're going to get a very bad board. You'll get a very good board if you play the correct defense there. All right, another guideline. And these are the 3 guidelines I'm talking about where if you can promote, particularly if you can promote, you should cover that queen of diamonds. Now, let's say your partner's bid, particularly if he's overcalled, you should consider leading his suit. But sometimes you don't always do that, as we saw up in the first example where you led to singleton and were able to set the contract right off the get-go. All right, your partner has opened a heart. They have overcalled a spade, and his partner raises his spades. He's showing a constructive raise of at least 3+ spades, and maybe about 7 or 8 or 9 points pass. And South really had a terrific overcall, maybe the 17 points, maybe he's got some distribution. He bids 4 spades. Now, everybody passes, so the contract is 4 spades. Your partner has bid a heart, and you are on lead. Let's say you lead the 10 of hearts against this 4 spade contract. Your partner plays the queen, so you might suspect the partner has the king. After all, he bid them, and it forces the ace. Again, if the declarer wanted to false card and fool you, he might have the ace king, and you're thinking, my gosh, what kind of a heart suit did my partner have? He might play the ace and still hold the king, but you suspect more than likely your partner's got the king, queen of hearts for his bid. So what is your plan for the contract? Let's look at the complete hand and see what you might do. Partner's open a heart. His queen of hearts forces the ace on trick 1. So you're expecting your partner to hold the king of hearts. And he does. You see it there. You had a doubleton, correctly lead the 10. Partner played the queen, and the ace takes it. He now leads a spade. Do you play low or do you hop with your ace? You should play your ace of spades, lead your 6, lead your 6 of hearts. Your partner's king, and now your partner knows you have a doubleton. By the size of the card he leads back, he tells you suit preference for the card he wants returned. You notice he has the ace jack X of clubs. He would like to have you, after you ruff, he leads the 10 of hearts, you play the queen, the ace. Small spade, hop with your ace, lead your 6 of hearts, partner takes his king. He has the ace of clubs, so he leads the 3 of hearts. Suit preference for a club for you to ruff with your little 4 of spades. And now you lead your small club. He gets his ace, and the contract is set. If he had held the ace of diamonds, he would have played the 9 of hearts for you to ruff. But you see, just a simple thing like that, by which card he returns, tells you, in fact, where he has an entry. Since he has the ace of clubs, He leads the 3 of hearts for you to ruff with your 4 of spades. You lead a club and you get your ace, and the contract is set. If you don't play the ace, the first time he leads a spade, if you don't play it, play the 4, thinking maybe my partner's got the king. No. Now your ruff goes away. Now he forces out your ace. You never, all your side gets is a heart, ace of spades, and the ace of clubs. And he makes his hand. So you see how important it is to be awake, to realize that you've got to try to get that little trump in. Normally, second hand low is a good rule to follow. We had an entire lesson on second hand play. I'd invite you to look back at it. It does tell you that most of the time it is a good idea to play second hand low. But you can see up above in this example, you cannot play second hand low. You got to hop with your ace of spades, lead your heart, and get your ruff. So it isn't, you don't have to be religious in trying to follow these. You have to hop with the ace so that you can get your ruff. Otherwise, it goes away. All right, let's look at this next example. And I want to go through the bidding of it first, and then we're going to look at the hand. So South has a big hand, opens 2 clubs. South may not have anything, but she has to make a bid. She cannot pass. Remember the 2 club opener that I did last week? Cannot pass even with 0 points. Has to bid 2 diamonds or has to make a bid, 2 diamonds. It's a waiting bid. Now when North rebids 3 diamonds, he's showing a 6+ diamond suit. When South bids 4 diamonds, if you play minor wood, he is doing minor wood, asking for key cards, the aces and the king of diamonds. When North bids 4 spades, he is showing 0 or 3. South likes that bid, and so when he bids 5 clubs, he is asking for the queen of diamonds, as well as any outside kings. When you bid 5 hearts, North, you are saying that you do have the queen of diamonds and that you do have the king of hearts, and he puts it in 6 diamonds. Let me just point out now, if you play minor wood, whoever is the originator of minor wood is the captain. So 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds, 4 diamonds. He has initiated a check up on the diamond suit or the key cards in the diamond suit. So he is the captain. South is the captain. When his partner bids 4 spades, he knows he has 0 or 3. He's obviously got 3 because he opened 2 clubs. Now, when you bid 5 clubs, you're asking about the queen of diamonds and you're asking about an outside king. When he bids 5 hearts, he said, I have the queen of diamonds and I also have the king of hearts. So the contract ends up being in 6 diamonds. But what I'm saying to you is 4 diamonds, if partner over 4 spades, if over 4 spades, you bid 4 no trump, South, it is a sign-off bid. You are the captain. You have initiated the 4 diamond minor wood. You don't like the response your partner gave. So a 4 no trump bid by you is a sign-off. So let's look at the complete hand and go through it again. Here is the hand. The North hand has 25 high card points and absolute rock pressure. Pass. You don't have but 4 points, but you do have that ace of diamonds. So you know that you're going to be possibly, I don't know, you're going to bid 2 diamonds initially. Pass. And now if you play the coquettish bid I talked about last week, you would bid 2 hearts, forcing your partner to bid 2 spades. And now you could bid 2 no trumps, showing the 25 plus. But I don't recommend that you play that yet. I'd wait on another few months before you try to add that into your system. So you would just simply bid 3 diamonds. They're showing that you have a 6 card diamond, 6+ diamond suit. And for some reason, if I had held the South hand, I think I would have said 3 no trump right then. But that doesn't allow me to do the story that I'm trying to tell you. So he bids 4 diamonds. His partner has 3 key cards. He has the ace of spades, the king of diamonds, and the ace of clubs. So he bids 4 spades, showing 0 or 3. You know he has 3. I think I would sign off in 4 no trump, but he didn't do so. He went ahead and he bid 5 clubs. 4 no trump is a sign off. So he bid 5 clubs. He can't bid 5 diamonds. 5 diamonds is a sign off. He bids 5 clubs. He's asking for the queen of diamonds and an outside king. So when he bids 5 hearts, he is showing that he has the queen of diamonds and he also has the king of hearts. And so the contract ends up being in 6 diamonds. So let's look at how it goes. One tip that I would give you is that when your partner leads a suit and big cards come down in the dummy, and you cannot beat any of them, you should give your partner count. How many cards do you have in the suit? So let's look at it. Partner leads the queen of spades. Ace king comes down in the dummy. And you look at that dummy and you see 25 points. You know that your partner has nothing. He doesn't have much. You see 25 points come down in the dummy. And you know that you're probably going to get the ace of hearts. And you don't know where anything else is going to come. But let's see what we can do here. So you play the queen of spades as your opening lead. It's not a forcing lead or anything like that, not trying to set anything up for your side. You want to just, not give the declarer anything. Maybe this would be a passive lead. It's a good lead because you have a sequence of a queen, jack, 10, 5th. So it leads the queen of spades. You over here in the east cannot beat the ace or the king. So you give count. If you play a low card, shows an odd number, you play the 6. If you play a high, that the high card shows an odd number, then you would play the 8. But I would, in my system, I play that the 6 shows that I have an odd number. So he leads you give count, you would play the 6. The declarer leads a small diamond off the board to his ace. And it's the only time he's ever going to be in his hand. Look at his hand. He has no other way of getting to his hand. So he has got to lead toward the heart right then. He maybe could have pulled trumps and ended up in his hand, which might have been a better play. I don't know. But at some point, when he gets to his hand with that ace of diamonds, he has to lead the heart right then. Do you play the ace? Do you play second hand low and not play it? Or do you play and not play it? Or do you play the ace? Now up above in the previous example, I had you play that ace of spades because you wanted to get a ruff. But look what happens. If you play the ace, now that sets up the king, queen of hearts. And obviously, he can get over there any number of ways. And he gets the king, queen of hearts, and that gives him his 12th trick. But let's say when he leads that first heart, you correctly duck. You can play the 10. That forces the king or the queen. And your partner gives count. He plays 4. And now what's the declarer going to do? He can wiggle waggle all he wants to. He can cash big cards every which way. But eventually he's going to have to hit those hearts. And when he leads the other big heart, you're going to take the ace and lead a heart to your partner. Or if he leads a small heart, your partner's going to take the jack and then lead to your ace. So he's not going to make this contract. First of all, he's in a bad contract. He needs to be at either 3 or 4 no trump. I would say 3 no trump. And he's going to make that. He's going to make about 5. Secondly, he should never be in 6 diamonds on this hand. But he can make this hand if you, as a defender, make a mistake and play that ace of hearts the first time he leads a heart from his hand. That sets up the king, queen. And you can see all those cards. You gain nothing, absolutely nothing by playing your ace of hearts. And so you set it. But again, he should never have been. He should have been in 3 no trump. All right, I want to finish by talking a little bit about telling and asking bids. Many times you're in a perhaps a minor suit, and the opponents are bidding, and rather than being in 5 diamonds or 5 clubs, you might perhaps rather, it's going to be a better contract if you can be in the 3-no trump. But the problem is knowing whether you have a stopper, whether or not you have a stopper in the enemy suit. So that enters in the telling and the asking bids. The asking bids normally are trying to find out if your partner has a stopper in whatever suit they're bidding. A telling bid is you are telling your partner, I have a stopper in this particular suit. Do you have a stopper in their suit or whatever? The basic asking bid, we'll begin with the asking bid. The basic asking bid is known as a Western Q bid. Some people refer to it as California Q bid. It is made at the 3 level, and it asks your partner to bid 3-no trump if he has a stopper in the opponent's suit, whatever it is they're bidding. They bid one suit. It's easy to find out, to explore, to see if you have 3-no trump, if you can in fact have a way to ask for a stopper in their suit. The best way to do that is to make the 3-level Q bid of their suit, asking your partner, it's known as a Western Q bid, ask them if they have the stopper. So let's look at this example. Pass by your partner, they open a heart. You bid 2 diamonds. You have 15 high card points in this hand. You have you meet all the requirements for a 2-level overcall, vulnerable or non-vulnerable. You have the 7-card suit, and you have 15 high card points. So you would begin by bidding 2 diamonds. You don't have enough to double and make another bid, which would be the power double. You don't have the 18 or 19 point hand. You simply make the 2-level overcall of 2 diamonds with this hand. Pass by the left-hand opponent. Your partner now bids 2 hearts. What your partner's bid means, he didn't open. It means that he has at least 3 diamonds with you. He has a limit raise and at least 3 diamonds with you. You have 15. He's got 10 or 11, and he's got 3 diamonds. You've got a 10-card diamond fit. We may have 3-no trump on his hand, but not from your side. But if your partner happens to have a heart stopper, you want him to bid 3-no trump. So your bid is 3 hearts, where the question marks are. You bid 3 hearts. You are asking your partner, do you have a heart stopper? We have 3-no trump if you have a heart stopper. If he bids 3-no trump, he says he does, and that's where it plays. If he doesn't, he bids 4 diamonds or 5 diamonds, depending on how he values his hand. His initial Q bid of 2 hearts is not asking for a stopper in hearts. It is simply showing 3+ diamonds and a limit raise in your diamond suit. Let's just the second example. Same bidding sequences as above. This time you have 15 high card points. You do have the heart stopper. You don't have anything in clubs, but the bidding has gone 1 heart by your opponent. You bid 2 clubs. Your partner bids 2 hearts, saying that he has at least 3 diamonds. So you have at least a 9-card fit, and that he has a limit raise. You have 15 points. If he's got 10, you need to be in game. Where is the game? 3-no trump. You don't have to ask him this time now. If you didn't have a heart stopper, as above, you had the 6 and the 4. Now you have it, so you simply bid it. You just bid 3-no trump. Now you are worried about the clubs, but hopefully your partner's got something in the club suit. I would say if they don't lead a heart, they're probably going to lead a spade. Very unlikely they are going to lead the club. So the same bidding as above, this example 3. This time, they have opened a heart. You cannot make a takeout double. You do have 11 high card points, almost enough to make a takeout double, but you see you got a singleton club. You make a takeout double, you're promising at least 3 card support for the unbid suits. You have a singleton club. So your best bid here is 2 diamonds. And now when your partner bids 2 hearts to say he has a limit raise or better, he could have 4 spades. So 2 spades by you is just natural. It's not a Q bid or anything. It's just natural. And your partner, if he has 4 spades, he may raise to 3 spades or 4 spades, or he may bid 2-no trump or 3-no trump if he has a heart stopper, or he may return to 4 diamonds or 5 diamonds, depending on how big his hand is. He knows that you have a pretty good hand. Of course, in that number 3 there, you really shouldn't even bid the 2 spades. I don't think. I think you probably ought to just sign off in 3 diamonds gives John but 11 points, and most he could have is 10. So, but he could have 4 spades. And so if he does, that could be really neat. Okay, let's look at the telling. Those are the asking bid where you ask at the 3 level, do you have a stopper in their suit? The telling bids normally come up when they have bid 2 suits. They have bid 2 different suits, and you want to explore for a 3 no trump contract. If you make a bid at the 3 level, it is a telling bid. So let's look at this example. They have bid a heart. Your partner passes 1 spade. You overcall 2 clubs. You certainly have your bid. You have a 7 card suit, and you have 15 high card points. You have made all the requirements for a 2 level vulnerable or non-vulnerable overcall. You bid 2 clubs. Your partner raises 3 clubs. He's got at least 3. And so now you look back at your hand. You have possibly a 9 card or a 10 card club suit. You have a spade stopper and you have a diamond stopper, but you don't have the heart stopper. So if you bid 3 spades, you are telling your partner, I have a stopper in spades. Do you have, and by implication, you are asking, do you have a stopper in hearts? If so, we want to be in 3 no trump on his hand. You can't be faint-hearted in some of these contracts. You got to get in there and bid. So the telling bid of telling you that I have the spades, one of the 2 suits stopped, the right-hand opponent's spades I have stopped. If you are really awake there, you'll be thinking, my gosh, she must be thinking about 3 no trump. Well, I got a heart stopper. So you bid it. If I were to bid 3 hearts instead of 3 spades, I would be telling you that I have a heart stopper, but I do not have a spade stopper. And so if you do have that spade stopper, I am pretty much inviting you to bid 3 no trump. If I happen to have both spades and hearts stopped and maybe nothing in diamonds, I think I should probably go ahead and I would probably just bid 3 no trump on my own. All right, let's look at the next example. Same bidding. They've opened a heart, spade by his responder, and you bid 2 clubs, and your partner raises to 3 clubs. Here you do have both stoppers. You have ace queen in both the hearts and the spades. There's no need to tell your partner you have them both. You just bid 3 no trump. With 1 suit bid, you ask at the 3 level, do you have a stopper? You bid their suit at the 3 level. With 2 suits bid, you are telling them at the 3 level which one you have a stopper in. Your assignment for next week, I would like for you to look at this hand. The bidding has gone 1 no trump by south, pass, and the north hand bids 3 no trump. And your partner leads the queen of diamonds, and you look at your hand, and what do you play? So I'd like for you to look at that hand and decide what you would play. Next week, I am going to continue with part 2 of the telling and asking bids. And then I am going to do the major suit game tries. You know, when you bid a heart, partner raises to 2 hearts. If you have the 15, 16, or 17 point hand, you would like to make some kind of a game try. You don't know if your partner's got 6 or 7 points or if he's got 10 points. If he's got 9 or 10, you want to be exploring game. So I want to talk to you about how you can make the help suit game tries, the trump suit game tries, and the short suit game tries in the 1 heart, 2 heart sequence, or the 1 spade, 2 spades. And then I am going to go back and revisit the new minor forcing because this is coming up a lot, and I think you need to have a really good understanding of the new minor forcing. So that will be for next week. So thank you very much.